Hey guys, so the sound may not be that great on this video, but I tried to record it with my camera and it's not uploading the video. So we're gonna do this over again. I wanted to take you on a little tour, a little mini vacation into my life and kind of what I do every day. So this is my yard, well, some of it. Um, Typically, all this bottom section is dedicated to the garden. But we have something called dodder. It's a weed and it sucks the life. It's like a parasitic weed and it sucks the life out of your plants. So I'm not going to be, and it is very easily to um, spread. So the more gardening I do in here, the more it's going to spread. So I'm not going to be doing gardening in there, unfortunately. That's so much space we could be using. Oh well. But right here we have our roses. There was one rose here. We had to take it out because it died. There's some gladiolas coming through here. If you can see, there's little green gladiolas. We're going to be putting something else here. It's either going to be a rose or carnations or something. I don't know. And then up here we have roses, more gladiolas, probably some sunflowers. And then over here is our raspberry bush. And the cool thing about this is, so see how I have the sticks in here? The reason why I have the sticks in there is because these right here from last year, all of these vines, and apparently the raspberries grow on these old vines, so you don't want to cut them off because that's where the raspberries are actually going to be growing on. If you can see, that's one of the vines right here, and there's leaves growing on it. So you never want to cut the vines off because the raspberries grow on that. And I took that out. That was actually originally planted right here. And I didn't want it to get any of that parasitic weed to take it over and kill it. So I took it out. And these are all wild flowers up here. They grow back every year. I wasn't going to water up here just because of that weed. I'm trying to kill that thing and I don't want to use poison, but I might have to. So we'll see. But they are wildflowers, so there's going to be a lot of flowers coming up here soon, which I will do another video. All in here is, this used to be filled with strawberries, but I took a lot of the strawberries out and I put wildflowers in there instead. And there's still some strawberries in there. And then up here is going to be more wildflowers. And I really like this one right here because it has super cool leaves on it. And then there's a little flower right there. Let's see if I can zoom in. Right there. And it looks like a raspberry. It's really cute. So I haven't been watering over here because that stupid weed. But I kind of feel bad if I let all of this die. So I'm probably going to start watering it again. And so down here is more work that needs out. There's a bunch of, okay, so I just stepped in a bunch of goat heads because there's a bunch of goat heads over here. I try to keep all the weeds and stuff out of here clear, but it's a task. So there's our cherry wood. I'll explain that here in a minute. But what just recently happened was I was turning on our sprinkler system and I didn't do the valves right. And so the pressure popped up this part here and broke it. So we had to get a whole new one of these, which costed 150 bucks. And then inside here is, there is actually a black widow in here, which is okay. It didn't mess with me before, so there it goes. Yeah, it's hiding here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little guy. There you are. Anyways, all of this has been replaced because it was old and the nozzles came off. So we had to replace this, which was 400 bucks. We could have done it ourselves. I don't want to squish you, Black Widow. Just don't come into my house. We do spray our garage and around the perimeter because we do have a lot of black widows around here and they get huge. and they're really not good. There's Daisy. There's Miss Daisy. She likes when I come out here and work on the yard and stuff. So this is from planting. I just got done planting some flowers. I have more to plant. So basically this is all from last year. So what I do is I just break it all up and I rake it all around into the dirt. So we don't, you know, have to throw it away. And over here are these beautiful flowers that only bloom once a year. This is the first time we've seen the purple ones, which is really cool. The other ones that bloom here they're like white and violet. This used to be our cherry tree, and it died, so we had to cut it down, unfortunately. It was a really pretty tree. It had cherry blossoms and all of that. So we still have the cherry wood because we don't have a fireplace. So it's just kind of chilling there, just like Daisy. Chilling like a villain. So all of this is what we take care of. I just finished mowing. It usually takes about an hour to mow. And then there are these. I can't remember what these are called, but these are only probably a third of the size. They get much, much bigger, and they come back every year, and they only bloom once a year, so I'll show you when they bloom. I've posted some pictures on Instagram when they are bloomed, but they're really beautiful. So there's those. And here's our bushes and everything. Of course, we have some decorations. Mushrooms, as you can see, they light up. This mushroom doesn't light up. And then we have a little memorial area for my dog that had passed away. His name was Louie. And we have a little frog here meditating, and then in memory of a faithful friend and companion. As you can see, this over here, I'm going to put some more wood chips. There's a lot of plastic showing just because the wind and stuff kind of blows the chips away. And there's another mushroom, and then this lights up at night. It's really cute and pretty. And then here's the rest of the grass. As you can see, that's why it takes an hour to mow. And then here is our peacock. This also lights up right here. The ball lights up. And then we have these little guys, some more peacocks, and they spin when it's windy. And then there's another decoration here, which is butterflies, which also spin in the wind. Woo. Me and my nephew were playing with these the other day. He was having fun making them spin. So there's that, some more mushroom. And then we have a little area for our birds. So we have a bird bath and the bird food. And I am going to be doing more videos because this bush and this bush and then these flowers only bloom once a year. So I wanted to show you while they're bloomed, because they're not going to be bloomed anymore, but there's going to be other stuff that's bloomed eventually. So I kind of wanted to kind of show you. Also, there's more work that I need to do. So these have a ton of roots. They're everywhere. They almost look like ginger, but they're really thick and everywhere. So what's happening is they're starting to grow over the bricks, which is not good, because they're coming into the grass here and it's kind of killing the perimeter of the grass. So what I need to do is I need to dig all of these up, separate them, and try to give them more space and all of that. But they're doing really nice. Last year they didn't bloom. Same with this peach tree. This is a peach tree. It didn't bloom last year. So, I mean, it didn't fruit last year. So maybe it'll fruit this year. And because all of these beautiful flowers didn't bloom last year, so they're doing good this year. So as you can see, it's gonna be full of purple pretty soon because they're are all kinds of blooms ready to happen. So I wanted to share that with you. They're so pretty. And this area I need to clean up because obviously we feed the birds, they make a mess. And they've kind of killed this grass part here a little bit, but that's okay. We can always fix that. So usually what I do is I just rake up all that stuff into the plastic, and then I sweep it all up and I recover it with wood chips. And then these here grow flowers as well. And then these guys here, these flowers will end up coming off, but they're so beautiful when they're here. See if we can show you close up. Very cute, very cute. And then these, of course, they're like little pom-poms. And eventually it's just going to be all leaves. So I wanted to share that with you. And then these bushes get very big. I think it's like sage, if I'm not mistaken. So I always have to trim these up. They get huge. And all of this stuff I have to trim up especially when it's almost winter. Sorry about the airplane. But when it's almost winter, everything needs to be cut down so that it grows back nicely the next year. It's a lot of work. There's more areas here that are showing plastic, so I'll be covering that with wood chips. This is a beautiful flower. I'll show you when it blooms. It's white. I'm not very good with memorizing names of things, but it's really pretty. And then we have a bush back here and some more babies here. And we have some hummingbirds, and there's 2 of them right now, and they always come back every year. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my camera, maybe, or something, because my camera is just not uploading. I just did all these what I'm telling you right now I already did on my camera, but it's not actually accepting it on my computer. So yay, I get to figure out why. But yeah, and we have this huge tree, and this is where the owl comes once a year. Eventually it'll be back. I can never get really good shots of it. I think it's just because it's so brown. It's really hard to get some, but I do have some. And then I'm going to take you over here real quick. We have a lot of pots and stuff that we have to fill with flowers, but we got started. These actually came back from last year, which is shocking because I think they're annual, maybe not, because maybe I just don't remember what the name is, but it's blooming. And there's a couple other blooms in there ready to happen. All of these are going to be potted. As you can see, Daisy is a spoiled little lady, and she deserves it. She has her little rug there and all her toys and everything. And I was using that to scrub out all of the pots because I don't want any mold or anything in there. So it's a little messy up here, but this is what I'm currently doing. So I planted this beautiful flower, this beautiful flower, and this beautiful flower. And all of these pots back here and here, they're all going to be full. Here, all going to be full of flowers. And then I'll show you, let's go this way. Here's a little bit of my work I've been doing. I'm always doing something out here. So this rose died, and it's okay. I mean, I guess it sucks, but we have to take apart these boxes anyways because they're so old. They're just falling apart. And I've tried to screw them back together, but they're just too old. So we're gonna have to take them apart. But this one over here has done great. I didn't trim this one very much at all this winter. And typically I do because I was always, like, I learned that you do trim down your roses. But this one actually looks so healthy and beautiful this year. I can't wait till it starts to bloom. So I don't know what's going to happen because, as you can see, this box is falling apart too. So I don't know if we're going to transplant it or what we're going to do, but it's really cute with the both right next to the window, you know. But we'll figure that out. These I'm probably going to use for my garden since I can't garden over there because of that stupid weed. But all of these pots are going to be full of flowers, which I'll share with you when they're full, when they're, you know, done. And this plant over here is my dog Louie's plant, the one that has his little area over there with the meditating frog. This started off with just a little one of these, and it comes back every year, and it's the same plant that's over in the corner that I showed you that gets really tall, and they bloom once and they're just absolutely stunning. And this baby has gotten super thick and beautiful, and this is Louie's plant, so we dedicated that to him. Yeah, so I think that I got everything. I just wanted to kind of share with you what I do every day, and how I do my best to stay grounded. You know, not that it always works, but without it, I think it would have been, it could be a lot worse. So also, this little guy lights up right here, and it was windy because it's really windy here all the time, and he fell off and this broke. So I have some Gorilla Glue, so I'm just going to glue this baby back on. I'm really happy it didn't shatter, and then it's going to be perfect. So cool. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you one more thing. So let's go here. I'm going to kind of put this down to the ground. Let's walk over here. This is the bird seed, and we have that kind of trash bag or whatever can, because it rains a lot here and snows, so that keeps because we feed them in the winter time too, so that keeps the food from molding. And then obviously we have some potting soil. Usually we use organic, but I think the organic potting soil is actually attracting tons of flies, because we have an immense amount of flies around here, and it's really annoying. So I'm hoping. There's Daisy. Say hi. Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl, and your golden eyes. So yeah, so we're using the Miracle-Gro. It is good soil, just don't use it unless it's organic in your vegetables. Yeah, so one of the things I was going to tell you too is that we just got this fence worked on, and so we got this whole panel done, that panel, and that panel, and they reused all the panels. They didn't bring in new wood or anything. They were here for quite a while. They did a good job, but they used a jackhammer because the posts broke, so they had to dig up the cement and then re-pour and all that. But they reused the panels, and as you can see, one of the panels is actually broken right here, so that's kind of annoying. And then there's a crack right there, so I'm assuming that's not going to be very stable eventually. And then what also happened was I had a feeling they were going to do this, but we have a drip system for all of the bushes and stuff, and they broke it, and so now it's leaking everywhere. And so with all that said, in total it costed $1,200. So we split the cost with the neighbor, so $600 a piece, but still, like, I hope that they fix this, because we can't, we have, I think, 30 bushes everywhere. I counted them in the front including, and they all depend on the drip system. So we had to turn it off because it was flooding everything out over here. So yeah, hopefully that can be taken care of, because me personally, like 3 panels of the same supplies for $1,600 is kind of a lot of money. So when you break our drip system, we just paid all that money to fix the sprinkler system, and now they broke it over here. So hopefully they can fix it. But yeah, so that is kind of what I stay busy on doing. And it's one of my passions out of many. And I'll show you when everything else is more bloomed. Since a lot of these flowers only bloom once a year, I wanted to show you those. And then I'll be showing you all of the other ones when they're ready and bloomed. Here's a red bird. It's getting a worm. You get that worm, buddy. You get that worm. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Much love, and we'll see you soon.